We'll use Pissed Off Owl, Alert Owl, both on the shed as some background color for this KRV. This will be my 5th in the span of about probably 4 hours I've been working on these. You know, getting the knives, prepping them, scribbling down a few notes, making sure my details are correct, mostly. And I was thinking, little background information, I'm just going to start the video off with this. If I was really about view numbers, you guys may not like hearing this, but it's true, I wouldn't do any more knife reviews. It's just true. They don't do anywhere near as good as a gun content. Just as one subject matter in TMP, I do lots. Heck, motorcycle videos do better. What? Yeah, and no, it's not. You guys are like, oh, it's because you do a 20-minute video. 25. Nope. It's not. I've posted the short ones. They do even worse. Not true. The guys love the feature length. The TMP Knife Nation does. I do them because I enjoy them. They're cool. I still love blades, and I still try to serve the core of my audience. That's what I do. As long as you keep watching them to a level that motivates me, I'll keep doing them. If not, I quit doing them. Or the span between KRVs becomes very distant. Other content trumps. Sorry, that's just the reality of my limited time that I have and energy to do these things. I'm hoping to springboard into some gun reviews tonight. I mean, it's a freaking work day. Day off from my real job. Boom, TMP all day long. Oh, by the way, we're going to talk about this knife. Yep. Another Knives of Alaska. It kind of befuddles me that this brand is not more popular. Maybe it's because it's a hunting brand and most people like tactical knives. But a lot of their knives can flex into a tactical philosophy of use. This one certainly could. But its mainstay, its main job in life is, you guessed it, as a pig stabber. The Magnum Boar Hunter by Knives of Alaska. You know, I think I talked about this in another video a couple years back. I guess out there's guys and guided hunts. That's what they do. They go out killing these wild pigs, which, by the way, I'm totally for. Eradicating the swine of Texas, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. You name it. They are just getting overran. I say, fights on, man. Pig jihad. Yeah, that's a vermin, dude. AR-15s, 300 blackout, 6.8 SPC, 30, 223, you name it, and knives. Yeah, wage war. But like I say, there's guys that go out and that's what they do. I mean, that's manly. One of my friends, he's at the unit. He's a boom operator at UTANG, Utah Air National Guard. The guy's so funny. Jay's his name. He wore a loincloth and took a knife out and went hunting and stabbed a wild boar. And he said it was, if I remember right, he said it was scary. I wish I had pictures of the outing. He gave them to me one time. I just didn't save them. Yeah, he said it's, you know, that thing, I mean, you're close proximity. It's not even a spear. You're talking, you're right there with a pig. And that pig knows he's going to die. His survival instincts kick in. He's biting. He's trying to bite, trying to attack. What does he got to lose? He's going to die. He's trying to rip you apart. And this is your weapon, a knife. It's manly. I don't know if I'd do it. I'll tell you right now, I don't think I would do it. I think it's just too brutal. You know, coming up there, slicing another animal. I don't care what it is. I've always said that. I don't like it. You know, to review a knife, I'll have to talk about it, but that doesn't mean I like it. Doesn't mean I'd ever go do it. It's manly, but I just don't know if I could do it. Yeah, they need to be eradicated, but I think in the most humane way possible. Not to say you couldn't dispatch them quick with this blade, the Boar Hunter. I mean, that's what it's meant for. I guess. It's a long stabbing knife. And there's all types of these blades being produced now. In competitive options, I'm going to show you some more. And they'll be fun. Some you'll expect, some you will not see coming, which I always love doing in my knife reviews. I didn't see that knife coming. How do you compare that one? Just cause. It's fun. How about as a tactical blade? The Knives of Alaska Boar Hunter. Absolutely. How's that? Absolutely. could function as it. I mean, it's got reach. It's got traction. End of story. Tactical blade. And let me look at my weight here. I hope I wrote it down. Yeah, I did. It's only 6.4 ounces alone. With the sheath, it's going to be a little bit more, but still very lightweight. Totally integratable into whatever system you want. Defensive blade, yep. Camp blade. I would probably, if you're talking seriously camp blade, I'd go with the other knives of Alaska. Camping knife I reviewed. Yeah, that one. That one's cool. And it has a broader blade, which I think is more functional for food preparation, spreading of jams, maybe even skinning. This long, slender, long blade, I don't know if it's ideally suited to that. Yeah, it could do it. No. And that's PRU. Collectible. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's a cool knife, but I don't know. People collecting pig stabbing knives out there? That would actually be a cool collection if you did it. And I'm not just saying like you put on a loincloth, you go out there slitting pig throats. That's not what I'm talking. I think really this knife is designed for guys who are taking their ARs out, pig hunting, and then the pig needs to be put down. You know, they can do a close range shot, or they can dispatch them with a knife. Or skin them. You know, sometimes they're eating them. They're using that meat down there, by the way. They're not going to waste from what I've heard. Weight, balance, feel, I've talked about the weight already. It's very light. Part of the reason is because it's not a full flat ground blade. It starts about right here. Flat ground from about mid portion down to the relief edge. Well done. And incidentally, I love that blade shape. Very long, slender, capable. I like the flat for sharpening. That's cool. It is made in the US, as you're seeing right here. And all KOA stuff is. I said in my other KOA vids, you want to know how to be profitable, to make good quality blades at a great value point, look to Knives of Alaska. This is a company that continues to do this. This knife is relatively affordable for what you get. Relatively affordable. Yeah, I mean, we've got some Spider codes that are overseas produced that are, what, 200? Yeah, they're fixed blades, made in Taiwan. Really high quality. I review that. I represent it well. I love it, but they're made in Taiwan and they're $200. You know, Temperance 2. Expensive blade. This one's made in the US. The D2 is heavily proven here in the project. I've done many outings with it. Love it. Semi-stainless. You know, watch it. This one's bead blasted. Might rust a little bit more. Careful. You know, a lot of these companies, the really hunting-oriented companies, most of them, in my way of thinking, will err towards the side of edge retention versus rust resistance. KOA does it. I mean, their steel they use the most is D2, from what I've seen. Why? Because they love it, holds an edge, and like I've said, it does that. It is excellent. No, they're not the only company making great D2 blades. It's a choice for a lot of skinny knives, intensive cutting task knives. And they say, hey, the blade will rust. Take care of it, dude. And even if it does, it's still functional. Yeah, I love the D2 that KOA puts out in Knives of Alaska. It's got a nice guard on the bottom. This is another reason I would say it's good for the task of dispatching a swine. Or, and I really hope this never happens, you have to defend your life with it because it gives a way for your hand not to ingress, that is, to slide upon the cutting surface. Which I think is a bad thing, right? Yeah, so, and it's really well executed too. Stainless steel guard there. On one side, lower, there's a lower choil. It's really nice. And you have jimping on the top. I love how Knives of Alaska does that. And I think it's just a control issue. It's like, hey, dude, you know, in this case, you're dispatching a pig who may or may not be wounded, who may or may not bite your leg off. We don't want you getting cut in the process, so let's give you as many tools as we can on our blade to make sure that doesn't happen. Well done. This is a sheath. They use really an excellent level of leather. I like it. It is traditional. It doesn't have drain holes cut into it. I love the coloration, by the way. Really, really love it. It is wet molded to the Boar Hunter. Let's check the fit. Good. Little snap here. Loop over belt. Traditional sheath. Good. Does it excite me? No, it does not. Doesn't. This knife really deserves a Red Hill Kydex. Red Hill Kydex. I think I had one floating around here specifically for this knife. Oh, there it is. Had Red Hill make this for this knife. Check it. ATAX. I don't have an attachment on it right now. You know, you could put a whatever you want. G-clip on it. The new attachment methods that Red Hill Kydex is using. They're all excellent. I'd really watch the weight. I like the thinner Kydex. I think I had to mold this in the thinner. What is it? 0.8 thickness? I forget. I think it's that. Retention. Excellent. There's some good Kydex manufacturers out there. I just love Red Hill. They just, I don't know, they just continue to make awesome sheaths. You know, pretty affordable. By the way, TMP discount still works there. Red Hill Kydex, go there. Tell them Nut and Fancy sent you. This, to me, makes this knife awesome. This, to me, makes this a soldier blade. Well, it doesn't have an attachment method for Molly. Well, like I said, that's about 1 minute that you can attach that. You know, kind of like this version. Oh, here's the one I was going to show you. Previous reviewed, loved it. The camp knife, dude. Knives of Alaska. Bush camp. Oh, it didn't have jimping on it, so I had to put that on there. Thumped this blade heavily. Still haven't sharpened it. Doesn't really need it. That's what I'm talking about. This D2 they do is just amazing. I was showing you it because of this. This is the thicker Kydex, which might be more heat resistant. That's cool. Like if you leave it in your car or something. But that's a really nice clip attachment. And Red Hill's doing that. No, they didn't invent it. They're just using it. But look how lightweight and easy that is. You put that on there, boom. Soldier knife. Another POU. I wouldn't say it's a soldier knife with this sheath. Gets wet, stays wet. How do you attach it? Great traditional sheath. For most uses, probably totally adequate. Competitive options. Oh, man. Fun review. Where do I start? How about this one? Reviewed in 2008. Still love this knife. Probably didn't see it coming. The Glock field knife. What? Spring steel. Bruce Springsteen steel. HRC 55, about 9 ounces. Last time I checked, what, 35-ish or something like that. This is a serrated back field knife. I think this would be a good pig sticking knife. Totally carbon steel. Will rust quicker than this one will. But it gets the job done. I've had this one reprofiled. Look at that edge on that sucker. Oh. That is a big disadvantage of the Glock field knives. Their edges on them are bayonet-like, which is to say they suck. You're going to have to do some edge work on it if you want to use it as a knife. You know, if you're just poking, you know, penetrating, that's why bayonets don't have to be sharp. You're just stabbing something with it. Cool sheath with that too. Plastic, simple, connects well. Great option there. Cool? No, utilitarian is what it is. Next option, didn't see this coming. How about the Fairbairn Dagger? Applegate Fairbairn Dagger by Boker. I reviewed this years ago. Still around. It's still ultra cool. I don't ever want to get rid of it. That's how cool it is. I think guys do have dagger collections. I was talking about collections of pig stickers. Daggers to me are cool. Why is that? Well, because they have a military history. OSS, secret agents. That's cool. Guys like that. You know, it's, you know, military, sexy, cool. It's that thing. This has a weighted handle. Really great sheath. This particular version comes with the old style 3-color desert tan Kydex sheath. And it's good. Go look that review up, man. It's still out there. I like that review too. I wouldn't change anything about it. Cool. Here's another one. Get ready to lust. SOG Agency. Oh my gosh, is this knife cool. Yeah, it's out of the blue. AG-02 is a call number. 15 ounces, Aus-8 steel. Amazingly, and truly it is amazing, only $125? At least when I bought this knife, if I remember right, I thought that's what I paid for it, and look at how beautiful that is. I have a feature-length video out on this. It's fun. I am never redoing that video. I loved how it turned out. Hollow ground. Look at the stabbing length of the SOG Agency, dude. That Vietnam history, the lore, the combat operations of Vietnam. I talk about that in that review. Why would I pull it out here? Because if you're talking about reach, a stabbing knife, it doesn't have to say Boar Hunter on it to do the job. Just has to have reach, in my opinion, because I don't want to get close to that pig. I mean, you wouldn't do it with like a really short knife? Not recommended. Can you imagine, though, being on a pig hunt? Your buddies are with you. You down a pig, it's wounded. Like, dude, you got to dispatch it. Pull out the knife. You pull out your agency. They're going, woo, look at Mr. Fancy Pants. I guess this boy's got some money. My friends in Alabama are that way. If I pull up with this knife, you know, the boar hunter, they probably even say, like, what the hell? Boy, look at that. They probably got like a sharpened truck spring with duct tape around it. Yeah, boy, you don't need that. My friends in Alabama were all like, I was always breaking like proper equipment out. They're like, oh, come on now. You don't need that. Get real. Nothing. Here's one. You didn't see this coming. Anza Pig Slayer. What? That's a purpose-built pig sticking knife. It's cool too. About $176. 15.8 ounces. Available at the top. I'll probably review it separately. Stay tuned. If you guys watch it, this is made out of a knife file that is different, that's been retempered, so it's not brittle. It's tough. Great edge holding capability. It will rust. Oh man, will this rust. If you've ever had a knife file and left it out in the rain and came back, I don't know, 5 seconds later, you'll know what I'm talking about. Holy crap, that steel rusts quick. Yeah, it's, you know, file steel. It's all about hardness, carbon content. This is a cool knife, though. Look, it pretty much dwarfs the Boar Hunter. So then you're like pig hunting, the guy pulls out his Boar Hunter. Ah, man, I got this. Like, no, I got it. Oh, damn, son. You win. Yeah, you go get it. That's funny. I don't know. That's a cool option. Oh, this one's really affordable. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm so glad they're still making it. How about the Cold Steel OSS? Stupid sound effects. This one I Duracoated like, I don't know, 2009. No, it hasn't seen any hard use since then. I got too many knives, man. Not enough time. And I don't go killing pigs last time I checked. This is a sweet, functional knife. You know, coated the way it is, it's all kinds of second kind of cool. But it's really about first kind of cool with this knife. Super lightweight. It's fast in hand. Sub-hilt design. This one is in 420 steel. It's okay. 13.2 ounces is all it weighs. It was $62 at the time. Now they're making them in AUS 8A, which I think is an upgrade. But for pig sticking, is it that important? I mean, how many are you going to stick that night? 100? Yeah, it's a penetrating cut too. I don't think an edge wears at all on a penetrating cut. Tip a little bit, especially if you miss and you hit a brick wall. Then it's going to be an issue. That's a good knife. Good sheath. Lightweight. That completes competitive options. And actually, so sad, it completes a review. Magnum Boar Hunter, Knives of Alaska. Recommended? Yeah. Totally recommended. One thing I really love about it, I'm really going to drive it home, is the lightweight. That I love about it, and I'm a big fan of Knives of Alaska D2. Takes a super fine edge, and from my own cutting experience out in the wilderness, it lasts and lasts. Much more so on flesh. Like as a hunting knife, in this case as a dispatcher of swine. If you're going to use it literally. You know? You pair it up with this sheath, oh man. Off the charts cool. Highly recommended. Totally worth it.